Hello everyone. Imagine minding your own business, going about your day, and then you feel a pain. Maybe small at first. It starts in your head, then it moves down behind your eyes. It feels as if you have someone pressing on your eyes. Meet the cluster headache, the most egotistical migraine ever. Migraines normally sit on the front of your head and can normally be cured with strong medication and a dark room. But the cluster headache, it loves to torture you behind the eyes. As much as you put pressure, it just sits there and tortures you. Migraines are awful in themselves. Headaches are uncomfortable and tend to be at the side of your head, but you can at least put pressure and go and get medicine. A migraine tends to sit over your frontal lobe. They tend to make you dizzy. However, strong medications like mefenamic acid and darkness will usually get rid of it. Then there is its evil sister. This dreadful agony sits behind your eyes and goes up and down your face while throbbing and banging at your face, especially the eyeballs. Headaches and migraines tend to stay in one place and just hurt you. Not this one. This one hurts the entire side of your face and is immune to most painkillers. Even putting pressure doesn't help. I will say that if any of the medications tend to work, it is mefenamic acid. However, cluster headaches, in my opinion, do not die without a fight. They will go, but not without a fight. They sit there like, I'm here and I will make you suffer. You will cry, not because you want to, but because you will not be able to help it. I will say that my mum gave me an excellent relief for most head pains, and this does work for cluster headaches. First of all, take a container, fill it with water, and put that in the freezer. When it is completely frozen, take it out and wrap it in something. Then put it on the nape of your neck and lie on it. I don't know why it works, but it does, and it gets rid of headaches and migraines, including cluster headaches. What I will say is, if you're getting them a lot, find out what triggers them, either in food or sound or anything else. If you've eliminated everything else and they're still there, then definitely check with your doctor, because there could be something else that's going on. It could not be a cluster headache, it could be a brain tumour, but you'll never know if you don't get it checked. For example, I know that my dog gets migraines because of the fact that he has had seizures in the past, and I know the symptoms because I get them. If your dog is violently trying to move you out of the way and dragging your stuff out from under your bed so that it can get underneath it as fast as possible, but the only thing under there is darkness, then you might want to talk to your vet. And my dog has had them often enough that he knows what Calpol looks like, and without moving his body too much, you know he's excited to finally have pain relief. And then he comes out after 10 minutes of having his pain relief and just starts playing as if nothing was wrong in the first place. If you want to know more about this subject, I have done a video on headaches and migraines in pets, which I will leave a link to in the description. But keep this in mind for anyone who hasn't seen that video. Just because you don't see a pain on an animal, it doesn't mean that they don't have it. So if they're showing signs of aggression and you don't know why, there could be an underlying problem that you're not aware of. And if it keeps happening, check with your vet, because remember, your pet cannot say to you, "Excuse me, but my head feels as if someone has slammed it against a door." Anyway, the reason I wanted to bring this up is that I had a cluster headache recently, and a friend of mine also had a cluster headache and a migraine. So I thought I would do a video on cluster headaches because they are so rare. They are also very misunderstood and harder to treat. I also saw a video about cluster headaches, which I will leave in the description, and they are enough to drive you insane. By the way, I now do subtitles, so if you want me to do them, let me know. But also, if you know anyone else who could benefit, let them know. I can give fuller details to anyone who wants to know. Anyway, if you've made it to the end of this video, then you know what time it is and what I'm going to say. You're handsome, and you're beautiful, and you, well, I'm speechless. I'll let you know next time I see you. Over to the pets. Hello all, this is Sylvie. If you liked what you saw, then subscribe for more.
Hey everyone, my name's Bonjo. If you enjoyed yourself, then give it a thumbs up and share it with all your friends.
Hi everybody, I'm Jack, and if you had fun, then comment down below and let my mum know what was the most awful pain you've ever had.